everyone, my name's Chand and today we'll be working on stretching our big muscle groups that contribute to a lot of knee pain. Along with stretching, we'll be working on focusing on our breath as well. So let's get started. We'll start off with our big toes together and our knees wide apart, and then we'll slowly just walk our hands to the top of our mat, bringing our chest towards the floor and just bringing your forehead onto your mat. Just relaxing your back and your hips and your shoulders. Bringing attention to your breath as you notice if it's fast or slow or shallow or deep. Take 2 more breaths here on your own. Noticing the stretch on the inside of your thighs as you just relax into the hips. Slowly walking your hands underneath your shoulders, coming up and pushing yourselves up into tabletop, making sure our wrists are directly underneath our shoulders and then our knees are directly underneath our hips. We'll come into a couple of cat and cows, so bringing our tailbone up, head up, and belly down, and then bringing our tailbone down, our head down, and our belly up. We'll go with our breath a few more times here. On your next inhale, just coming up to a neutral spine, and then bringing and stepping your right foot in between your hands. Inhale as you bring your hands up. Exhale, bringing your hands to your hips. Sometimes you'll notice that your hips are kind of offset, but if you just turn and point your hips towards the front of your mat, you'll notice that your hips get square. So staying here for a second, breathing in. As you breathe out, just push your hips forward. You'll feel that stretch on the front of your left hip. Inhale and then exhale. Slowly bringing your tailbone down to the back of your heel. You can curl up on your toes if you would like. Straightening your front knee, making sure to point your front toes up to the ceiling. Inhale and lengthen your spine, and exhale, bringing your chest towards your shin. You'll feel this deep stretch on the back of your thigh. This is stretching your hamstrings, which is very important in improving your knee pain. On your next inhale, bringing a bend to your front knee, uncurling your toes, bringing your hands up overhead, and then bringing your hands to your hips as you exhale. Inhale, lengthen your spine, and exhale, just bringing your hips forward, feeling that stretch again in the front of your thigh and your hip. And then slowly bringing your tailbone back, straightening your front knee, pointing your toes up. Inhale as you lengthen your spine, and exhale, folding forward. One more time, inhale, and then exhale. Coming up, bending your knee again, coming up, and inhaling your hands up, and then exhaling your hands down. We'll bring our right hand and just rest it on our front thigh, and we'll use our left hand and we'll grab the back of our foot here. Here, we're stretching our quads, which is the front of our thigh. So you want to bring your heel as close as you can to your tailbone. If you sit up a little bit more, You'll feel that stretch in your quads a little bit more. This is a little bit of balance in here too, which also helps your knee pain, but we'll talk about that in another video. And then releasing your leg down, bringing your hands, surrounding them in your front foot, and then bringing your foot back. And then we'll do the same exact thing on the other side. So stepping forward with your left foot, inhaling your hands up, and then exhaling your hands to your hips. Again, make sure your hips are pointing to the front of the room or the mat. Pushing forward as you exhale, you'll feel that stretch on the front of your right thigh. And then bringing your tailbone to your heel, straightening your front knee, bringing your toes up. And then inhale to lengthen and exhale as you fold. Coming up, inhale your hands up, and exhale, hands to your hips. Pushing forward as you exhale, feeling that stretch on the front of your thigh. Inhale, and then exhale. When you're ready, bringing your tailbone to your heels, straightening your front knee, pointing your toes up. Inhale, lengthen your spine, and then exhale, folding forward. Bringing a bend to your front knee once again. Coming up, and just relaxing your shoulders. We'll rest our left arm on our left thigh. We'll bring a bend to our back knee, and then we'll catch our foot with our right hand. You'll feel this stretch again on the front of your thigh. This might be a little different than the other side, just so being very careful, not bringing pain or any injury. Staying here for one more breath. And then bringing your foot down, and then bringing your hands to the mat, and then bringing your left knee to the mat. We'll walk our hands up a little bit, curl our toes underneath, and then bring our hips up on an exhale. Slowly walking your dog here, so bending one knee and straightening the other, and then alternating them. It's totally fine if you can't push your heels to the mat. I've been doing this for a while, and mine still do not. Listening to your body and making sure you're not causing any more pain. On your next inhale, coming up onto your toes, bending your knees and gazing forward as you exhale and walking to the top of your mat. Inhale as you straighten your spine a little bit, and then exhale, bringing a forward fold and bending a gentle bend to your knee. We'll come stretch the outside of our thighs and our IT band here. So planting our right hand or our fingertips. I like my fingertips on the mat a little bit more. Bending our right knee, straightening our left leg. And then inhale, straighten your spine, then exhale as you twist and bring our right hand up to the ceiling, left hand up to the ceiling. Inhale, and then lengthen and twist just a little bit more. You'll feel a nice stretch all along here. And then exhale, bringing your hands down to the mat. Doing this on the other side here. So keeping our left fingertips down, bending our left knee, straightening our right. Inhale, just lengthen your spine, and then exhale as you twist and bring the right hand up to the ceiling. Inhale and then exhale as you bring your hands down. Inhale, bending your knees, coming all the way up to standing. Exhale as you bring your hands to heart center or on your hip. We'll come to the middle of our mat here, and then we'll do a little bit more hamstring stretches. So we'll step forward with our right, and then bringing our left right where it is, bringing the heels down. When you look down, you should see that your feet are on railroad tracks. Bringing our hands to our hips. Inhale as we shine our heart up to the ceiling. Exhale as you fold forward, bringing a gentle bend to your front knee. Stopping at the halfway point. Inhale, lengthen your spine again, and then exhale, folding forward. You can rest your hands on your thighs, your shins, or the mat if you're able to reach. It should be a very gentle stretch along the back of your thigh. Any pain, I would just walk your hands up a little bit, and that's totally fine because you're still getting a stretch. Inhale, and then exhale as you bring your heart closer to your shin. Staying here for one more breath. Slowly walking your hands up, coming to your thigh, slowly bringing your hands up to your hips. Staying here at the halfway point for a second for a full breath, and then slowly coming all the way up on your inhale, and then stepping to the front of your mat as you exhale. So we'll do the same exact thing on your right side, left side, coming to the middle of the mat, stepping forward with your left, staying with your right, making sure both heels are down. Again, when you look down, you should see that your feet are on railroad tracks. Bringing your hands to your hips. Inhale as you shine your chest towards the ceiling, and then exhale as you fold forward. Stopping at the halfway point, bringing a bend to the front knee. Inhale to lengthen, and then exhale as you fold forward. Walking your hands down. Again, you can stop at your thighs, just rest there on your shins or onto your mat if you're able to. Inhale as you lengthen, and then exhale, folding forward, bringing your heart closer to your shin. One more breath here. On your inhale, slowly walking your hands up as you bring them to your hips. Staying at the halfway point for full inhale and exhale. And on your next inhale, just slowly coming all the way up to standing. And then exhale, just coming to the front of your mat. We'll make our way down. So inhale, bringing your hands up overhead. And then exhale as you fold forward, bending your knees. Inhale as you come to a halfway lift. Exhale, bringing your hands down, stepping your feet back, and then coming down to your knees. And you can just sit onto your heels. Slowly just lean over one side, and then we'll bring our right leg forward, and then the sole of our left foot on the inside of our right thigh. So here, we're gonna get a little bit more deeper hip and hamstring stretch. So inhale, our hands up, and then exhale, bringing our belly button towards our toes. Inhaling as you lengthen your spine, and then exhale, just folding forward. You can bring your hands alongside of your legs, You can inhale and then exhale, bringing your chest towards your knees. You might feel a good stretch here, it might be a little uncomfortable. You can bend your front knee if it's a little bit easier on your back. One more breath here. And slowly walking your hands up to seated, and then we'll swap our legs out. So left leg long, sole of your right foot on the inside of your left thigh, bringing your hands up overhead, and then bringing your belly button to face your big toes, making sure your toes are pointed up to the ceiling. Inhale as you lengthen, and then exhale as you fold forward. Again, bringing your hands wherever they're letting you today. Bending a knee, bringing a bend to our knee if needed. And then slowly walking your hands up so you come to a seat. And then we'll come to our backs here. We have one more shake before we end. So we'll just bring our hands to the back of our thighs and then just slowly making yourself way down, one vertebrae at a time. And then giving yourself a big hug here. We'll bring the left foot down, and the right ankle crosses over on top of your left thigh. And then we'll come into pigeon here, supine pigeon. So you can stay here if this brings a good stretch to your right hip. If you want something a little deeper, you can interlace your fingers behind your thigh or on top of your shin, making sure all 10 toes are pointing up to the ceiling as you feel that deep stretch on the back and side of your right hip. Making sure you're pushing down with your tailbone so your tailbone's not up. Protecting that low back here. Inhale, and then bringing the attention of our breath to that hip to allow more movement and more stretch. One more breath. And then bringing our left foot down as you release, and then we'll switch out our feet. So right foot to the ground, left ankle crosses over our right thigh. And then again, you can stay here if this is okay. If you want something a little bit more, bringing your right knee into your chest, interlacing your fingers behind your thigh or on top of your shin, making sure all 10 toes are pointed up to the ceiling, and then again, making sure your tailbone isn't up, it's pointed down. This side might be a little different, and just embracing that difference by focusing on your breath, letting that attention of your breath go to your hip. One final breath here. And then we'll uncross and just bring our feet to the mat as we come into our final shape for Shavasana. You can stay here, bringing your hands alongside body, letting your legs just lay where they want. If your low back is bothering you, you can bring your knees to a bend and just bringing the soles of your feet to the mat. And just staying here, closing your eyes, taking a minute And focusing on that breath and just melting your body, your hamstrings, the front of your thighs, the back of your thighs, your shoulders, and just take a deep breath in and just relax it all and let it melt onto your mat. Closing your eyes, giving a minute, and just take a deep breath in and out, bringing some gratitude for yourself for finishing this practice by coming here onto your mat to give your knees some love. And slowly bringing awareness to your fingertips and your toes, wiggling them around, slowly rolling over to one side as you push yourself up to seated, and coming up, keeping your eyes closed, bringing your hands up overhead, and then exhale, bringing your hands to heart center. Thank you for doing this practice with me. Today was all about stretching the big parts of your muscles that contribute to knee pain. On the next videos, we'll be working on strengthening the same muscles to help improve knee pain. We'll see you then. Thank you.